Now's the time to spring into savings on a new Mazda at Team Mazda. Right now, get 1.9% financing on the new 24 Mazda CX-5, named the #1 compact SUV. The time to save is now on your new Mazda at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda on Airline.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for joining us for 9 News Now. I'm Tisha Powell. Let's take a live look now outside a Sky 9 camera ahead of some storms rolling into our area. Meteorologist Jeff Morrow is here with the latest on the forecast. Jeff?
Yeah, we're keeping a first alert weather day designation in place for the remainder of the day, as we do have a risk of severe weather as well as flash flooding, but it's all going to be on a very localized level. So we're not talking about widespread impacts. Majority of you are going to probably get through this event relatively unscathed, but it is for the rest of today, going into the evening and even early overnight hours. Now, the why for this, the potential for that localized severe weather and street flooding. That's going to be the predominant nuisance type flooding event. So we're going to see pockets of heavy rainfall between now and tonight, and then cluster of evening thunderstorms that could produce some of those damaging wind, hail, and isolated tornado threats. So you take a look at the next 6 hours and you can see how our forecast rain chances continue to climb as we get closer to 7, 8, 9 o'clock. That's when I think the brunt of the storms will be making their way through our viewing area. So let's show you that here with Futurecast. We've got scattered showers and a few thunderstorms in place across the local area at this time. That will remain the case for the next couple of hours, but then you note off towards the west, here comes the more widespread and heavier rain, and also the embedded maybe 1 or 2 strong, possibly severe storms that you can see. So it's not going to be area-wide severe weather, but we could have a localized pocket here or there dealing with some impacts. So as we go through 8 o'clock and beyond, you can see that starts to transition to our east. Southern parishes will be dealing with this threat as we move into the 9, 10 o'clock hour, but by the time we get towards midnight, that's when things are expected to settle down for the most part across our viewing area. So a localized bullseye here or there of 1+, maybe even 2+ inches of rain. If that were to fall in a low-lying, poorly drained area, that's where we're going to see some of that nuisance type flood concerns. But area wide, we're talking about rain amounts probably very manageable for most. Now let's give you a first alert to your Monday commute. Things have been behaving pretty nicely here across our area. Our only congestion is really as you're coming off the bridge on I-10 from westbound from the West Baton Rouge Parish area into East Baton Rouge Parish. So there is our congestion right now. You can see that stretching up towards the top of the bridge. Not really even back to LA1 Port Allen just yet, and certainly not back to LA415 Lobdell. You take a look at I-12 here at the Jefferson-Drusilla area. A little bit of a volume pickup as you go towards Airline Highway, but still overall things moving pretty smoothly. So we're in the green from Baton Rouge out to Denham Springs with an average speed of 64 miles per hour between the 1012 and Jubin. If you're coming from West Baton Rouge into East Baton Rouge, there's some of your delay. Right now adding about double to a delay-free LA415 Lobdell to the 1012, sitting at 15 minutes. Tisha?
Jeff, thank you. In Gonzales, the City Council is holding a public meeting tonight to decide on the interim mayor. That's after longtime former mayor Barney Arsenault stepped down to take on a new role with the Louisiana Municipal Association. Whoever the council chooses as interim mayor will serve until this fall, when an election will be held to fill the role permanently. The meeting is set for 5:30 this evening at Gonzales City Hall. And back here in Baton Rouge, the race to become the next mayor of Baton Rouge is on, but surprisingly, no Republicans have stepped in. There's still a lot at play here before we see the potential candidates. That includes the state Supreme Court decision that allowed St. George to become its own city. Officials with Baton Rouge have asked for a rehearing. We caught up with some Louisiana lawmakers to see how they feel about the mayoral race. Our Capitol correspondent Chris Rosado will have those details tonight on 9 News at 5 and 6 o'clock. The town of Killian is hoping to get some answers from the Louisiana Department of Health today as they work through their current water crisis. Today, crews are starting to clean up the town's well. They wait for a plan to move forward as well. We're told the head of the governor's office and Homeland Security that town leaders are expected to receive written guidelines about what's next for the water system from the Louisiana Department of Health. The town's issues started back 3 weeks ago after reported failure within the town's well. The city has been under a boil water advisory ever since. And over in Iberville Parish, heads up for some folks in Plaquemine. The parish utility department says the water tower will be offline while the crews begin the tower renovations on Highway 404 in Plaquemine. We're told the project should wrap up on Friday. During the renovations, you could see issues like discolored water and lower than normal water pressure. Right now, the utility department says there's no boil water advisory in place, but that could change. Head on over to the Iberville Parish Government Facebook page to find updates as the project continues. And remember, the 9 News app is a great way to keep up with what's going on in our area. If you haven't already, be sure to download the 9 News app. Well, thank you for joining us for 9 News Now. I'm Tisha Powell. Join us right back here in 25 minutes for 9 News at 4.
If you're looking for the perfect companion for family fun and adventure, or wanting to find adventure beyond the ordinary, experience all that the Toyota Tundra has to offer. Save on your new Tundra right now at Team Toyota, I-12 and O'Neill.